I'm Kevin Orsini. I finally have internet, and this is Albert Bandura. He was born December 4th, 1925 in northern Alberta, Canada, in a small town. His parents came from Eastern Europe and started a homestead in the woods. Bandura was not very keen on the laborious, arduous upbringing that was involved in that. He is currently a professor at Stanford University. Bandura's major theory is the social cognitive theory. It was previously the social learning theory. It was adjusted because there was more cognitive focus after about a decade of further research. This theory is highly influential due to its fusion of behavioral, cognitive, and social elements. The big ideas added to behaviorism first being his belief that the mediation process between stimuli and response. This means the mediation or the intervention or choice of how to respond occurs in the space and time between being witness to a stimulus and responding. An example would be moving out of the way of a pitch in baseball versus getting hit by it. You could learn this because you saw someone else get hit by it and they cried or got hurt or had to, sit out. Second addition to behaviorism is that behavior is learned from the environment through the process of observational learning. Bandura also believed there are three different types of environments. The first being the imposed environment, which is physically where you are, the family you were born into, the situation that you're in that you have no control over. Second is the selected environment, which is where you choose to put yourself. You have the most control in your selected environment. I can select to be friends with someone, select not to, select to work on a project, select not to work on a project. I can select various things, places to go, people to conduct business with, etc. Lastly is the constructed environment, which requires concentrated effort to create. These are your goals, your career paths, and things you need to do to meet those goals. There's a sequence, and you have to do those things to construct this environment that you're working towards. Another major contribution of Albert Bandura was self-efficacy, which is big in physical education and health. Self-efficacy is situational self-confidence. So it's the belief that you can accomplish a task, the level of performance you'll be able to maintain with the skills that you currently have. An example would be someone may be fairly confident that they are able to bench press 50 pounds 10 times. Their self-efficacy may be lower when they think about lifting 100 pounds 10 times. Self-efficacy is influenced by several factors: the performance achievements, past success, failures, vicarious experiences or someone else's success or failures, verbal persuasion, just encouragement, positive reinforcement, you can do it, you got this. Physiological state, which is how you view your body's response to a task. An example would be heart rate. If your heart rate goes up because of exercise and you don't like that, you think it hurts, your perception of physical inadequacy may set in, which would lower your self-efficacy. If you do not think that and you are willing yourself to continue, you have a higher self-efficacy and you want to be more successful. The emotional state of the individual, happy, positive emotional states are held by people with higher self-efficacy. And lastly is imagery. Seeing yourself being successful will lead to higher self-efficacy. If I can see myself achieving a goal, then I believe it is achievable, and I believe that I can achieve it. Some of the criticisms, though, are this theory does not fully explain how modeling influences learning. It's not so much through like a repetition or practice like it would be when you learn the alphabet or through learning basic math skills and counting. Nor does this theory explain how individuals develop a range of behaviors, thoughts, feelings, etc., solely through observation. So in this observational theory, as mentioned before, that behavior is learned through the environment, through observational experiences. Then if someone was observing violence, the theory would state that the person observing the violence would behave violently or aggressively. So the critics say that the theory tends to contradict itself in that aspect. As a physical education and health concentration, Bandura is huge and very much a cornerstone philosophist in terms of our field. Self-efficacy is a major point in physical education. Thank you.